Hello everyone, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for this first week of July. Happy July, happy July 1st. So I want to share with you an interesting sort of update to last week's reading, because we had Archangel Michael and we had the Archangel Jeremiel with this overcoming difficulties, as well as angel therapy, turn over your cares and worries. And boy, for me it was I did encounter some challenges that ultimately ended up in me having to get a new electronic device. I won't go through all the details, but I ended up spilling coffee all over the keyboard of my laptop. And so my laptop was so old that, anything that might have gotten damaged can't be replaced. And so anyways, I now have a new iPad Pro, which I'm very happy with, and obviously can still record and do these readings from. But the camera angle is a little funky, so if it seems a little off this week, my apologies until I figure out a good way of getting this set up. So, but anyways, I hope you had a good week. But even though there was challenges, and for me there was a lot of little disappointments, and that added up to kind of a bigger one, and I allowed myself to get pulled down into kind of a little bit of a downward spiral. And if you ever watch that movie The Secret, they talk about, and I'm sure you've had this happen, we've all had it happen, where something goes bad and that kind of goes from bad to worse. And because you're in kind of a funky bad mood, it more bad things or stupid things end up happening. And that's kind of what happened, which culminated in me spilling the coffee all over my computer and ending up with an expense that I didn't anticipate. But on the plus side, there's always lessons and blessings in everything. And so the blessings that I had were, one, really good friends who were there to support me and listen to me, and to just give me that emotional support. I mean, they know who I am. They know I'm a balanced person. They know I'll pull myself out of a funk and stuff like that. But at least they were there for me. And I actually ended up, as I look back on it, there was several people who during this time had remarked to me what a difference I'd made in their lives and how important I was to them. And because of the things I've shared with them, and because of this way I talk about spirituality and angels and things like that. So that was so wonderful to hear. And ultimately, I think this new piece of equipment that I have here is ultimately going to work better for me. I loved my laptop and I do miss it, but it was a little clunky. It was getting old. Obviously, it was it was almost 10 years old. Apple makes good products, and that lasted me a long time. But this new, it's an iPad, and it's portable. It's, you can do just about everything that you could with a laptop. So it's just the funky camera angles. I keep looking off to the right because I can't find my camera. But anyways, so let's move forward with this week. And it was so funny because I saw a Facebook meme that someone had posted. Oh, actually, it was Stephen Farmer. Stephen Farmer is he's also a known author and shaman, and he's very much into the animal. I have that deck of his that I've used before. He used to be married to Doreen Virtue, whose cards I use sometimes still. But anyways, he had put out this meme called Blessings. And it's when you're in the middle of a challenging lesson from life, but you're able to understand and see, and eventually anyways, that there's a blessing in it. And so that's what I got this week. And I thought it was just so apropos that way of stating it. But anyways, so let's do like we usually do and see what archangels are working with us for this week. And Michael comes out once again with remember who you are. And you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God, very loved. And I would say that when this came out last week, this definitely was true. What helped me, I realized a lot of what was happening was because I wasn't grounded enough. And this card from Michael was a good reminder I realized I'd gotten away from some morning meditations that I used to do on peace and being grounded and centered in spirit. And I had gotten away from that a little bit, and it kind of short circuits you. I know it does to me. So Michael's message here again is about remembering our connection to spirit, remembering that the angels are here to help us, and that you are very loved. And I truly felt that this past week, with the way people supported me and the way the angels supported me. So it's Michael who's overseeing us this week. And remember to go to him for whatever help you may need, help, protection, guidance. He will steer you in the right direction, even when you're not aware of it. So anyways, let's see what else, if there's anybody else looking over us or any other messages this week from them. All right, nothing's jumping out, so we'll leave it at Michael. So I brought out a deck I haven't used in a while because I was feeling called to the ocean today, and it's the mermaids. So the mermaids be with us today and give us some direction as to what's going on for our week. See what's happening this week. And I felt guided to the fairies too, so okay. Here's one that spilled out. Ooh, there's another one. Okay, so messages from the mermaids. The first one is this one: accept heaven's help. And it says, you've prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. And what's interesting is in this image, there's a whole flock of birds that's come in. And so you might have a group of people that's there for you, supporting you. And it's a card of reassurance, letting you know that things are being worked on behind the scenes. You might not be able to see it yet. It might not have fully come to fruition, but either you're being talked about positively and people are trying to get things together for you, or in some way, things are shifting around so that, it's ultimately going to work out. So they're urging you to get out of the way. So in other words, stop trying to force things to happen. And, it's kind of a similar card to what we got at the beginning of last week. It's about letting go and trusting that what you've been asking for is in some way coming to fruition, despite the challenges you may have faced last week. So, and then we get a card about self-employment, which says you're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So what I get about this is that, I feel like there's some people out there who are exploring some, little side businesses, some things like that as a side gig, maybe to support what you're doing in your work, or as a long-term means to step out into, out of a work environment that you're in. So it's letting you know that right now there's that element of magic around it. There's that excitement around it. And you do have what it takes. You have a good skill, you have a good idea, and it's worth, exploring. That self-employment could bring a lot of benefits for you. A sense of accomplishment and, a new creative area for you to explore. So, or it's, maybe just bringing up for you a desire, to really look at self-employment for yourself. Okay. So, the last card that came out was this helpful person, and it just is letting you know that there's someone who's, if you're getting, with regard to the self-employment, if you're getting thoughts and ideas about, I should ask this person about it, just run it by them, or, maybe they know more about this particular topic than I do. Follow through on that. There's someone who is wanting and willing to help you. So initiate contact, or talk to them about it. Okay. So those are our mermaid cards. Let's see what the fairies have going on. All right. The first one that came out is dreams coming true. So very similar to the accept heaven's help. They're letting you know that some dreams of yours are coming to fruition, which is really nice. Um, yeah, so there's reason to be hopeful, in other words. Nice to know. Dreams coming true. All right, fairies, what else do you want us to know? Okay. Ooh, all right. So we got awakening your true self and making new friends. Okay. So these kind of came out and spilled out together, but just like the flowers in this image, they're kind of blossoming. Okay. That's part of the message of the card. There's a part of you, or you yourself may be in a process of blossoming. And I can certainly, I can certainly say that for myself in that this month of June has been a real transformational, a month of transition. It's like what a difference a month can make, because at the beginning of this month I had endeavored on a weight loss program, and I dropped 16 pounds this month. I'm so happy with myself for doing that. But and it is helping me, a part of me, to blossom. And I think it's a lot, very true for a lot of you out there too, where many of us are kind of looking down new avenues, and especially, whether you're a young kid going off to college, or whether you're an older person like me in your early 50s, we're kind of stepping away from, stepping out of our patterns, stepping out of the old mud, stepping out of the old, kind of like what happened with my computer. It's like sometimes I think of that as a little bit of the universe kind of moving me on to something new that's going to be better and more portable, because my laptop, as much as I loved it, it was getting old, and it was kind of clunky, and it was getting slow. So I got kind of nudged into something new to explore, and that's going to help you awaken and get into a new groove, I guess is what I'm thinking of. But that's part of blossoming. That's part of awakening. Maybe long held back aspects of yourself are coming to life. Okay. And making new friends is, there's new connections there as well. There might be a new group of people that you're hanging out with, or just new connections. There's definitely new groups or new individuals that you are getting together with, like-minded. You both have the same interests. You might be getting out more and doing new things, so you're making new connections in those endeavors. So anyways, that's what's going on for our energies for this coming week, and it looks pretty good. I'm glad there's no overcoming difficulties cards that have come up again. Thank God. But anyways, I hope you have a lovely week. And as I did last week, I'm going to put a link below to a little story about, kind of overcoming challenges and difficulties and how to turn things around. So look for that below, and a link to my, blog site there. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you, everyone.